From the Middle is proud to be a founding member of Odd Pods Media. Hey Middlers, we apologize for the delay. We've been off for a few weeks, but we've had some difficult but beautiful and exciting things going on in life, and we get into that in this episode. If you're just joining us for the first time, From the Middle is a comedy, culture, entertainment, and sometimes interview-style podcast hosted by three middle-class guys living in the middle of America and the middle chapters of their lives with points of view that generally fall somewhere in the middle. And hello to our new listeners in Vietnam. In this week's episode, we talk about some of those things aforementioned. Somebody got new glasses. Somebody got a tour of a college stadium. Somebody's doing some fishing. Somebody got very, very exciting tickets for 2028. We talk about some people online and their marriages and how they're tested sometimes by a house and yard project. We're definitely not talking about one of us. And I get into my last two trips to both Amsterdam in the Netherlands and Austin, Texas, which includes stories of robot food delivery things, robot cars, Joe Rogan's comedy club, and Michelin star restaurants. So lots to catch up on. It was a fun one. It was good to be back with the guys, and we are excited to share this week's episode with you.
Oh, for the love. Sorry, just clearing my Mountain Dew hole.
I got my phone hole cleaned today.
That's where you keep it? You're so cerebral and you're so developed and evolved.
From the Middle after dark over here.
We are back after a 3-year hiatus, 3-week. It feels like 3 years. Let me tell you, that wasn't even like a fake slip that like I was trying to be funny and then I said the wrong thing to be silly. That was an accident. 3-week hiatus. And it feels like an eternity. It felt like 3 years since we had been gone, but we're back. If anyone is curious, Kory and I, two of the three of the hosts, are brothers. For anyone tuning in, we actually have recently had a lot of new listeners in Vietnam. Shout out Vietnam. They're in the middle of Asia. Anyways, for those in Vietnam, thanks for listening. America doesn't, so we appreciate you listening. But for anyone listening, Kory and I, two of the three hosts, are brothers, and our grandfather had passed away several weeks back. And so we were out for a couple weeks, and on top of that, travel. So Kory's had lots of travel, and we had some stuff going on privately. So we are not less interested in talking at you in audio format. Life happened, and we needed to take a couple weeks off, but we're back. Welcome back, gentlemen.
Good to see you guys. As strange as it is to say, and we won't linger on the subject, but it was actually a really beautiful time away on the grandpa side. Sherry and I were fortunate to be in the room with him at the hospital when he passed. And I won't go into the story, but if you care to hear it someday, it's a beautiful, holy, I would even say a sacred few moments that we had with Grandpa there at the end. And it was really, really, really good. Unfortunately, I missed the funeral because I had committed to a work engagement internationally. But knowing Grandpa, he would have wanted me to honor my commitment. And because we had that closure, I think it was a bummer to miss, but I think it was okay. And Sherry repped really well. I had her read a little letter to everyone at the church, which included one of our grandpa's favorite things to do was tell Irish jokes. Murphy walked into a bar type thing, and she read my little speech/letter, and then I said, now there's going to be a moment of theater. I need you to step away from the podium and pretend like you're done, and then take a step right back to the pulpit and say, Father Murphy walks into a bar. And she did. And people videoed it, and it just the premise, the setup got a huge laugh. She crushed it. And Dylan, you and Bree and Sherry were really great about sending lots of videos and texts and Marcos on the day. So yeah, it was as strange as it is to say, it was good to have that time with family, to be able to give Grandpa a proper send off and celebrate what was a beautiful, full, and rich life. So we'll see him again. But yeah, life did happen.
And the thoughts that Sherry shared on your behalf were lovely. Some grandkids wanted to get up and share, some didn't. You, I hadn't been able to collect my thoughts in the way that I would have wanted to, so I didn't say anything. But what you ended up having her share was lovely. So you did a great job.
Yeah. So anyway, this one's for you, Grandpa. We love you. We'll see you again. And thanks, Middlers, for being patient with what has been sort of a staggered, funky kind of couple weeks. And yes, travel has been wacky this spring, and I've got some stories from that. But let's go around first, because I'm guilty sometimes of telling elaborate stories and then forgetting that Dylan didn't talk the whole episode. So.
The people don't need to hear from me. I'm just here to listen along. But I think it's good. Like, if people listen in, did Kory freeze? Is he frozen, or is that just me?
Oh, he is frozen.
Kory,
no, he's back.
I'm back.
He's back.
All right.
So if I hadn't just said that, nobody would have known unless they were on YouTube. By the way, go follow us on YouTube. No, I am content listening to the stories of your travels and the peculiar situations and interactions you find yourself in. But I feel like, as odd as it sounds, it's just been a lot of work. And I don't really have any unique or interesting stories, although I've got some upcoming travel as well. So maybe I'll have some stories from that. But overall, things have been good. Nothing crazy going on. I've watched a little bit of stuff. My daughter got glasses, so she's excited about having glasses.
Oh, you got to send photos. I need to see.
Yeah. So she was actually excited going in and excited coming out. It's just day one. She literally just got them today. But so that's fun and that's new. But other than that, there's not been anything shocking, or I don't have any hilarious stories to tell.
And there's nothing new on the Taco Bell menu.
Well, there's always Taco Bell menu items and new sodas to talk about, but it's maybe that's been kind of good, actually, with having a couple weeks ago, having had the funeral, and that happened to fall on a week that I had already taken off of work, so I was off that week, and the only thing that we did outside of some of the funeral stuff, which was cool, I can share some photos, because I don't know if we talked about this. My mother-in-law knew that my birthday was coming up and said, "Hey, I saw Ohio State does stadium tours. And if that's something you'd be interested in, it seemed kind of neat. That could be your birthday gift. I would get you the tickets to go do it." So we did go do that, and we went out to dinner after, and the stadium tour was a lot of fun. I would totally go do it again. You get to go up into the press box where, like, all the media people are, and Paul Keels does the radio announcing, and you get to go into the suites, and you get to walk around the stadium, up into the band room in the stadium. They talked about the new, some new, like, exclusive restaurant they're building within the stadium called 1922. We got to go on the field for probably 15, 20 minutes and just take pictures and walk around. So that was a ton of fun as an Ohio State fan, pretty reasonably priced. I think you just Google Ohio Stadium tours and you'll find it. But that was great. And then just Bree and I went. We left in with Kory and I's dad and stepmom, and we just had a nice time. We went around, we walked around, checked out the stadium, took pictures. Our tour guide had graduated from Ohio State in, like, I think the late 60s, and he's been like an usher and tour guide for like 30 years and 10 years respectively. So he had a lot of good stories, and has apparently written a few books about his experiences. So I felt like we had a really good tour guide as well, who knew a lot about the stadium. So that is one thing that I did do a couple weeks ago, which was a lot of fun. I'll send some pictures so you guys can see.
Did you grab any of the chipped rubber or like a few blades of the AstroTurf or anything?
No, I didn't do that, although we probably could have. We also went into the locker room that's in the stadium, but you can't take pictures in there. That's the only place we weren't allowed to take pictures.
Mm.
But and that's not the really fancy locker room. That's the like standard locker room in the stadium, not the really fancy one. But no, I didn't try to take anything. They gave us a little commemorative coin for just it's really just about the tour. It's not like a let me see, I have it here. You can see little coin that we did
Nice.
did the tour. And
Very
we had
cool.
little VIP little placards as we went around. You can see, we did the thing.
Oh, you got your blur on.
Oh yeah, there you go.
There it goes.
So we had little tour thing. So yeah, it was cool. It was a really fun
Nice.
experience. I would totally go again for anybody who's a fan that thinks a tour would be fun. Because it was just I think it was like an hour and a half we walked around, and yeah, so it was really cool. So that was one thing that I did do that was fun. For any of the sports fans, Buckeye fans, go check it out. Local teams probably do the same thing. But I think they said last year they had 25,000 people come through tours and see tours, and this year they expected more. I would not have guessed that many throughout the year.
Wow. Yeah.
That's a lot of people paying to walk through the stadium. So for any Buckeye fans, definitely worth it. Pretty reasonably priced. And we just found a nice Italian place downtown to go eat after the tour. So
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be a good way to see the stadium, I'm assuming. I mean, the cost for football tickets would be cost prohibitive for a lot of people, probably even the average person.
yeah.
So
Have you ever toured the big house, Kendall?
no, I've never been in there. I've driven around it. I've seen inside of it from the outside. But no, I've never been in.
Not my first time in the stadium. I did go to Ohio State, and on outside of games, I mean, I attended Ohio State main campus, and that was where graduation was. So for graduation, we were sitting in the stands and walked down onto the field. But also one time on campus, I happened to have time to kill or whatever, and I saw the ramp was open and the gate was open, and no one was standing there. So I just walked down the ramp and found my way out onto the field once. I didn't linger long, but I did get myself out there before. But we also found my dad very generously when I graduated had one of the bricks on the south end of the stadium engraved with my name on it and my graduating class. And so we did go find my brick as well that has my name on it on the south end of the stadium. So
I was actually going to ask if you did that while you were there.
we
That's
did.
awesome.
I don't think Bree had ever seen it, my wife.
Oh, cool.
So I took her to see where it is. So we got to check that out too. So yeah, it was really nice.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
Kendall, what have you been up to other than getting those cheeks nice and red?
Yeah. I mean, we've been outside doing some yard beautification stuff. A little bit here, a little bit there. Got a bunch of wood and started doing campfires and things.
Nice.
We have officially complete. I think since we've last recorded, it's now like we're set into the new season now, right? We're not waffling back and forth anymore. We might get a cooler day here or there, but we're firmly into spring, and all of those things have begun. I've been fishing already a couple of times, even caught something once.
Let's go.
Yeah, during a baseball practice, because I love the fact that of the 3 baseball practices per week that I go to, one of them is at a park in Gahanna that has a couple of ponds, and one of them is a little bit more remote, and so like I took Isaac to baseball practice and brought my fishing pole.
That's awesome.
Over there, pulled a little quarter pounder out of there.
Very cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a fun way to spend an hour. Did that. Landed a couple of 2028 Olympic soccer tickets for me and Jolie to go to. So we're planning on that. We've got 2 years to wait, but
we got them.
I've got 2 tickets because they're playing games right here in Columbus.
Nice. So, that's true. They are, which feels so weird because the Olympics are in Los Angeles. It's
Yes.
weird that they're doing games here, but I'm here for it for the local fans that are excited. That's
Exactly. Yeah, it was that they had a lottery for the opportunity to buy tickets and everything, and there was a group of us that all decided we were going to join, and you can buy up to 12 tickets at one time. So the deal was whoever is able to get in there first, just going to buy tickets for everybody. And so I had my name on two of them, and coincidentally, I also won the lottery. Of the group of us, three of us won the lottery, but there was one who was a day ahead of the other two of us. And so he's the one who bought all the tickets. Thanks, Charles.
Nice.
I'll pay you back next time I see you.
I don't know how that works. Sorry, did you say, do you get to pick the game or you just see a round?
So there's no telling who's going to be playing other than it's going to be
True.
a men's match on a particular date. So you choose a date.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, why would they know 2 years ahead of time? That was stupid. This is why I talk less.
No, it's okay.
You know what I mean?
Hey, I can bring up Fresca.
We can talk Fresca. So yeah, fishing,
That's
soccer,
exciting.
baseball, campfires, and I started a physical therapy today, and I'm hurting all over. So that's fun.
From the thing that took you to physical therapy or from physical?
Oh, yeah, I should be more clear because of the physical therapy, which was,
Okay.
I think so. I mentioned, did I ask here, like in a tongue in cheek kind of way, if anybody knew what kidney stones felt like? I think I remember that question. I don't remember.
Oh no, it's been a few weeks. It's fine.
It's been a while since I talked about it. Like this has been going on since January. I had my annual checkup with my doctor like last week, and I was talking to him about it. And we think that it's just one, maybe two different muscle strains that happened because we bought a rower and I did it wrong.
Oh,
Is probably what's going on. So physical therapy, and physical therapy is painful. As it turns out.
Well, I'm not happy that you have any pain, but I'm also glad it's not kidney stones.
Kidney stones.
I didn't know if you were somebody was going to do kidney stone. Yeah,
That's a Friends reference. There's an Indian doctor. Kidney stones. It's hilarious. That's the name of this episode. Speaking of lawn work and house projects,
Bird.
you don't have to give details,
Sorry.
but I'm just curious if your wives ever get very excited about a house project or a bit of lawn work that doesn't seem like it needs done right away to you, seems perhaps illogical to you, or would not fall within the priorities of other things that have been agreed upon. like really hyper fixated on, we got to get this. And you're like, but we don't, you could argue it's fine. That's not an expense or an investment we need to make right now. This is sounding very specific. It actually isn't.
This is.
I've just noticed a trend, and I've had discussions. With other dudes. You
just
know,
Facebook on Facebook in
just
Facebook.
random, not even my friends, just
they bring it up on Facebook.
Other men on the planet that are.
I've heard that this is a thing that has had happened.
Has that ever?
I feel like we derailed and poking fun at you. I feel like you need to ask the question again.
Yeah. You're hypothetical.
Do your dear, beautiful, precious brides ever get really excited about? I won't say fixated or obsessed with.
But now you have
a house project or some landscaping or yard work that they're like, this must be done. And it might not be the season for that. You might think that's a silly thing to focus on right now. Do you ever struggle with that? Or like, hey, we said we were doing this other thing in the yard. Why would we? That's like step 7. on the list of things that we want to. You said you wanted to do
And when you
last
say
year.
excited, do you exclusively mean enthusiastic, or could it also mean I'm so sick of this not being done, I'm reprioritizing the list?
That and that could be the reason you're against it is because you don't agree with it.
Yeah.
That's why
This,
you put it off.
this wouldn't be at the top of my list, but it's
Right.
apparently at the top.
I'm
of
not
yours.
saying in this hypothetical situation that the husband is right.
Right. Sure.
I said it seems to them to be.
Yeah. I think that happens
In a world.
in the world. I'm sure humans experience that sometimes. I don't know. I don't know anybody who does, but I'm sure it does happen. Um, do you feel like for the people that have brought that up that you've read of that you've read that as it's happened to, do you think it's like a combination of this isn't the I want to like double click into the annoyance on behalf of the person that doesn't want to do the thing. Do you think it's that it's like it could be a money thing, like, oh, we're not ready to take on this project, it's a time, it's an effort, it's like I just don't feel like it, it's this is important to you and I want to care but I don't, like do you get a sense reading about some of these people who experience this? Do you get a sense of what they care about when you read these tales of other people?
From what I gathered from all of their words online, it's things like there are much more pressing things that you've said you wanted done on the honey-do list. This falls way down, or it's a sequential thing that can't happen until these other things happen, or this isn't the time of year to cut down trees because all the sap and then they don't dry out as nicely. And then I'm making it isn't purely financial. It's just like,
Yeah. So
there are other things that were agreed upon first.
yeah. So the logical arguments are hard to pick, like are hard to argue, other than sometimes we're just illogical in the things that we want to do.
Yeah.
So I can understand that there's an order to this. Like you dust before you vacuum because then the dust falls on the ground and then you vacuum the dust. Well, I just don't want to dust first. I want to vacuum. Okay, fine. But then we just know we're doing it out of order. So like we might make more work for ourselves.
So this it happens in micro ways in our house, like small things, like say like family is coming over this weekend and we need to get the house ready to go, and it's like, why are we reorganizing the laundry room when like the floors haven't been cleaned yet? Like it's okay if we don't get to the laundry room, like that's fine. We get to it, that's great. But like we've got all this, like we have crap all over the house. Let's like take care of that first.
Now imagine that, but somebody goes, "Hey, sorry for the sawhorses in the living room. I decided to paint the shutters." And company's coming over.
Okay.
So it's like, because I saw a DIY thing online
Yeah.
on Pinterest that I got really excited about. And I thought,
Yeah, I could see.
I thought now would be a good time to do that.
You know, I have a couple of maybe adjacent stories to this that I don't know how closely they qualify. So I'm staring at a thing right now through the office, which is a beautiful like bench piece of furniture it looks built in, and it kind of is. It actually is attached to like the wall and the floor. But it's near our entryway. There's a bench with like little shoe cubbies underneath, and then there's hooks to hang coats and hats and stuff up top, and it's nice and wide, so like our whole family could use it. And it's something that my wife and I had talked about doing for a while, about either just building one or doing what this one is, buying one that basically fits and then build it in. And I wasn't ready to pull the trigger on that yet. And so we hadn't set any kind of timeline. Her parents came over last year while Joel and I were on our birthday Chicago trip. And they bought this thing and installed it while I was gone. But like, there was nothing to be upset about. Like, I got back and it was like her dad helped her out with it. It was done and painted and everything was finished by the time I got home. I didn't know that they were doing it, but they did it. And it looks great. Like, there was nothing to be upset about. The other thing would be the grill, the second Weber grill that we picked up last year that my wife picked up off the curb because it was trash. And like, she called me to tell me about it kind of sheepishly because she knows how I feel about just like collecting random junk. And so I was upset at first about this extra grill that she just picked up that now we have to figure out how to throw it away because it was dark when you picked it up. You don't even know the condition of this thing. But then like after it sat in our garage for like a week or two, like I looked at it, next thing you know, I'm cleaning it. Next thing you know, I'm identifying the parts that were rusted out and I replaced them and it is now sitting on our back deck right next to its brother. And I have 2 grills now. I decided to keep the thing.
So you answered my second question, which was, should these ambitious better halves get themselves in a predicament?
Mm-hmm.
Are you obliged to help when this was of their own? So one of the stories I heard is from someone who had some leaks making the baseboards of their bathroom soggy around the shower. And in this example, the wife, who is very handy, but without full agreement from the husband, just started bashing tile to try to locate the source of the issue. Rather than a more meticulous, let's see if we can start strategically removing some tile to see if we can figure out where it's coming from and then only have to replace some tile and not an entire shower's worth.
Yeah.
In that example, they're like, oops, with a hammer and dust everywhere. Are you like, all right, this is yours to, or are you going to step in and do the right thing and contribute to helping?
I mean, if it's necessary at that point, yeah, I don't see myself not stepping in and helping out. Unless, like you said, she's very handy. So as is my wife. Like if it's something that she just wants to do, then
let me know if you need help.
Let her do it. Yeah. Let me know if you need help. And, it might get a sideways comment here and there, but it's not going to turn into a whole big thing. And yeah, I'll be there to help get the thing done.
That was just something I was wondering if you guys ever deal with. This feels like a really good spot to take a break and hear some words from some of our dear friends on Pods Media.
Hey, this is Grab and Brisket Podcast. Join us every Monday where we talk about the latest trends in barbecue, interviews with world top pitmasters, celebrity cooks,
ooh, like Wee Man from Jackass,
and musicians.
Like Rich O'Toole?
So check us out. We do beer reviews, barbecue fails.
So many fires.
Dude, a lot of people just burn their houses down for no reason.
We also talk about cocaine hippos versus meth gators.
Learn how to make some tailgate gravy.
Altercations with Texas Rangers.
People throwing Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yeah, so check out grabthebrisket.com for podcast info, viral social media posts, and so much more.
Is your popcorn ready? Then pull up a chair and join me, Robert Yanis Jr., at Crooked Table Productions, where we discuss the world of film from a fresh angle on 2 exciting shows. On Close Watch, we get to know our guests through the movies they love, from current hits to timeless classics. And on Franchise Detours, we believe no movie series travels in a straight line as we explore the journeys of series like Rocky, X-Men, and Child's Play. Both Close Watch and Franchise Detours are proud members of the Odd Pods Media Network. Find them wherever you get your podcasts and on crookedtable.com. We'll see you at the movies.
Big shout out, by the way, to Midler Sherry, who is DMing me in the background as we speak. She just visited our mom's boutique in Berlin, Ohio. So thanks for shopping at Kelly's Boutique and supporting local. She also, Midler Sherry, informed me that the Pete and Sebastian show has officially ended with no warning.
What?
Wow.
Apparently, the way that she understands the reason they gave is they're moving over to Sirius FM. It's now going to be called The Sebastian Show. Pete is still going to be on it, but she thinks that they're trying to set it up a little bit like Nateland with Nate Bargatze, where it's him and a bunch of guys around a table and bringing in more guests and making Pete one of the many voices instead of a 50-50 deal. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Since we've mentioned the Pete and Sebastian Show so many times, I couldn't not bring that up. But shout out to Sherry. We appreciate your listenership.
We do.
And we love you.
She's been a very long time listener.
Almost as long as what's his head? Friend of the show. What's his freaking name?
Are you talking about John?
No.
Ludacris.
Oh, Ludacris. That makes way more sense.
You know, we wouldn't have a show if it wasn't for Ludacris.
Ludacris, John, and Sherry. And apparently Vietnam now. So thanks, Vietnam.
Dude, I was blaring Roll Out, Ludacris's song Roll Out in the car today with the sunroof open.
Look, he's such a faithful listener. We owe him a stream here and there. You know what I mean?
Me and my homies.
That's right. And Amy, she's been listening from the very beginning as well. And I just want to give her a little shout out and say that, hey, in relation to a conversation that we just heard, we're going to get started on that bathroom soon. So.
Hey, you were talking about the weather getting nicer and like we're definitively in spring now. I was going to ask if you were excited about that. Then you talked about hoarding old grills. So does that mean you're excited because you can hoard old grills and repair them? Were you not excited until you found an old grill? I just wanted to follow up on the grill.
No. So the old grill thing happened like in the fall.
Oh, okay. I was way off.
Year. And I haven't actually done a side-by-side double cook thing. I'm sure that I will. But I have used it as a convenient place to start extra charcoal for a slow cook happening on the other grill. It's a handy spot there to light up some more charcoal that I'm going to need. So
interesting.
So that was nice. That was
Very
nice. Cool. That was nice. But yeah, bathroom project is coming around soon. But you know, that's part of the thing is like, you know, let's have a discussion and develop a plan first, right? Before we
see. My problem is I overplan.
Yeah.
And at some point you just need to start taking action. And so This is one of those things where you sort of polarize each other over time.
Yeah.
Where Sherry's much closer to like, let's just get in there and figure it out. And I'm like, yeah, but we should measure twice and cut once and make all the then it basically doesn't get done.
Exactly. Like we've got this whole thing where like she had admitted to me that she almost got started on we're remodeling the kids' bathroom is what's going on here. And that she almost got started on the thing. And I'm like, well, here's what you got to realize is that like right now the shower in the master bathroom is out of commission because it has a leak and we're going to probably pay a contractor to do that whole thing. But we just kind of want to update the kids' bathroom. And so why don't we do that first? We're using the kids' shower in the meantime. So all of us are using the same shower at the moment. And that makes it problematic. You got to plan for that because we need the shower that's in that bathroom. And like, if we don't have the tile that we're going to put down on the floor, like demolition is going to happen quickly. The toilet's going to come out. Vanity's going to come out, all of that. And that toilet doesn't go back until the floor is done. Right. So like, it's going to be get the floor done as quickly as we can, put the toilet back in there. And now we can go shopping for the right vanity if we want to. But then we've got use of the shower. We've got use of the toilet at that point.
Yep.
But I was like, let's plan that part of it first. Let's have the materials for that part of it first. Get that done real quick and then move on. Yep. So that could have been a situation that you were talking about.
Yeah. Some people, I mean, online, they just They got to get
Yeah.
their stuff together.
I wish we had some real examples, to work from.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Would be
Yeah.
helpful.
So I got to go to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
I had never been. I did the whole red eye thing. So like fly late, arrive the next morning. I was basically in a hotel for 2 full days and hadn't gotten out yet when the customer we were there doing the meeting for invited my colleague and I to their 3-hour canal dinner boat cruise around the canals of Amsterdam. He's been many times. He's from the UK, and he was like, no, thanks. And I was like, up. I'll go. It was a really wonderful way to see a lot of Amsterdam while having some local cuisine. I was there with a lot of people I didn't know, but that has never scared me. That was very fun. And then the next night, we had about a half of a day. And so I got to walk around. Easily one of my favorite cities I've ever been to. Very cool. Very good food. A lot of fun history. The canals, and it just, you feel like you're transported to another time. It's very cool. I learned that coffee shops, all one word, are not coffee shops, 2 words. Those are, if you want coffee, you go to a cafe. If you go to a coffee shop, you're going to find yourself marijuana products.
Oh.
Interesting.
So if you go to Amsterdam, don't go to coffee shops. You probably want cafes. So that was fun.
That feels like Ohio State has a bar called the Library.
Mm-hmm.
That feels like that kind of.
But if all bars were called libraries,
the library, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So that was a really good trip. Fun time. Just, I love being in a different culture and learning different things. And the customer was great. And came back, was home for 30 hours, and then went to Austin. Dillon, I did not bring you even more tortillas. I'm so sorry. I wasn't near any grocery stores, believe it or not. But 2 fun things did happen. One is I was blown away by the technological advancements of Austin. So where I was staying was a little hotspot, a little hipstery hotspot with every direction you threw a rock, you would hit a phenomenal restaurant. There were food delivery robots going up and down the streets regularly. And I took my very first Waymo, which we will post the videos to our YouTube Midbits. Is that called a channel? Sure. Playlist. We'll post that. My first Waymo ride. Couple things that were kind of cool. I figured out how to select it. I didn't even know it was in the regular Uber selection thing. I thought it was a separate thing entirely. You just have to say like ecological something and it shows up as an option. Anyway, on the top is a spinning little dome thing that has your initials on the car. So that's how you know which Waymo to get in. And then if you turn on the Bluetooth setting on your phone in the Uber app, your phone is what unlocks the door for you once you've confirmed it's the correct Uber. I thought that was very fun. Then you get in the back, you hit start, and then it makes some joke like sit back, relax, enjoy. Put on your favorite music, sing as loud as you want. Nobody's listening anyway. And then it just starts driving you.
Oh, someone's listening.
No, someone's listening for sure.
Someone's listening.
What was cool was, this is the second cool thing from Austin. I did go to Comedy Mothership, Joe Rogan's club. I went on 2 separate nights. On the second night is when I took the Waymo, and it knew I plugged in the address for Comedy Mothership, but it knew that the streets would be barricaded off because it was a Friday night, and they like Bourbon Street in New Orleans or whatever, they block up. The Waymo knew, oh, these are the streets that are going to, without even us getting there yet. It knew. And then so it dropped me off behind the club a block away. So I just had to go down the hill and around the corner. And I was like, oh, it didn't change the destination. It just knew based on my destination that certain streets would be blocked off. So it was a little rainy, so it was doing wiper blades, pretty fast acceleration. Remember, I thought, or at least what I had heard when driverless cars were first coming out in like the Silicon Valley area, that the cars were too cautious, that other drivers didn't like driving around them because they were always erring on the side of being too slow, or lots of stuttery stops because they were unsure of pedestrians and things. The technology has changed. Like, it wasn't aggressive, but it was sure of itself. Like, it was accelerating pretty quickly. It was changing lanes pretty quickly. It was like I was giggling the whole time in the back of this thing. Like, I kept just filming the steering wheel and the.
In fact, it was a little bit smug.
Which sparked all kinds of conversations, like, where do Waymos gather at night? Do they have, like, I imagine like a scene from Cars, like Pixar 3, where it's like, how's it going, Steve? Like, are they at their own filling station?
They sit around over by the bay and in the dark with their headlights off because they don't need them anyway, and they huff nitrous.
They get clean. Like, who cleans them? Like, where does this happen? Anyway,
you need to deeply think about the personality of your specific Waymo, and then you need to make a caricature of it as a Cars type Pixar themed car. But I need you to figure out its personality and then make it into a caricature.
Yeah. So robots, robot cars, robot food delivery. I was in a very hipstery area. They put us up. The customer splurged and put us up at a very nice hotel. I was trying to describe the people that were at this hotel. Not all of Austin. Just the people at this hotel. Do you remember? I think we talked about this. Last year or 2 years ago, it went viral on TikTok. These teenage girls that were pledging to sororities at like big SEC schools. And these girls would go viral bragging about like the expensive jewelry and dresses, and they had big hair, and they were like basically admitting this is daddy's money and I'm going to get into Bama. And they're like pledging for these sororities. Whatever you picture when I describe that, that's who was staying at this hotel. And their moms were the mom from Blindside who adopted Sandra Bullock, who adopted the football. Like, it was like Southern generational money meets hipster flat brim hat, big hair, guys with golf shirts and loafers, but like the loafers with the fancy metal buckles, leather loafers, no socks. But it's still like a college town, so blend everything I just said with a college town, so it skews young. It was just very no judgment. I was just like, I feel like I'm in a movie about this type of a place.
Was making a hip college town, they would kind of build Austin.
Yeah.
But
and then
would be a set, but like in real life.
But then like some crazy Portland type characters out on the street, like tats and the big gauge earring things. And so it was like the people watching was phenomenal.
Yeah.
My experience, at least where I stayed, and I don't want to exaggerate, so I'm going to try to be reasonable in what I say here. I feel like I saw a food truck about every block and a half to 2 blocks. Like something was being sold out of a truck that's just not a thing in Columbus. Like, you have to drive somewhere to go find a food truck 10 miles from your house. It felt like constantly I would just down the street 3 food trucks in a row, and then I'd go a block or 2 and then 2 more food trucks, which, if they're good, is awesome. Presumably they are. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody knows Austin, I was like at like 2nd Street by the river and Nooses Street or West Avenue. So yeah, it's just kind of wild. Like really, I just could have honestly just done people watching all the time. There was a Torchy's diag. That was weird. Something happened. I raised
Yeah,
my
they were
hand.
all.
Okay,
Raise your
sorry.
hand. The order switched on my screen just now.
Yeah,
where you
same.
guys are. Did it? Yeah.
There was a Torchy's across from my hotel, which the one by me in Polaris closed. So the only one open now is Dublin. But the taco of the month was the burger taco. So I had to try that. Yes, I was in Austin and there's probably better taco options. But when you're right by a Torchy's, you don't ask questions. You just go to Torchy's. Okay, Joe Rogan's Club, Comedy Mothership, real quick. I arrived on a Friday.
Doesn't have to be real quick. We're not in a rush.
No, I arrived on a Saturday. Sorry. I arrived on a Saturday. I went that night. That night, I got a ticket. Joe's Club has two main rooms. Fat Man is the big room. Little Boy is the small room. So on the first night there, the Saturday night, I got a ticket for the Little Boy room and saw like a best of / variety show. And Joe has adopted the same format that the Comedy Store in LA has. There's a lot of homages to the Comedy Store, and I'll talk about another one later. But at the Comedy Store, everybody starts as a door guy. Guys and girls, you start as a door guy. Whether you're actually running the door or running food, I don't think you have to actually be a door guy. Door guy is just the title for, and part of that is you get stage time if you're interested in being a comic. And so Joe does the same thing. So the show I saw on the first night was mostly door guys, but like who are working on their material. And there were some visiting comics from the Comedy Store in LA. So that was a very small room. I was in the very front row. I had to look like this to see the microphone. Like that's how close I was. I got picked on a lot. It was very fun. I didn't mind that. Sorry, dang it, did that thing. I didn't mind the crowd work at my expense. It was very fun. So a week later, the following Friday, I got a ticket for a feature act, Christina Pajitsky, Tom Segura's wife. And she was in the Fat Man room, which is a much bigger room where there was the traditional host, opener, and then headliner. And that, in terms of comedy quality, obviously that was a lot better because it's more experienced folks. The host and MC was hilarious. The opener, one of my new favorite comedians. You guys would both absolutely love him. I'll get you his name. And then Christina, she was just working on material, but she did a solid 45 minutes of like, she had people like cry laughing. It was really fun. Probably my favorite part is after you show up, you show that you have a ticket, you go and get a bracelet. Once you've got your bracelet, you walk to the front doors, security pats you down, watches as you turn your phone off and put it in a locked bag. Then you're allowed to go in the bar area, which is called Mitzi's after Mitzi Shore, who was a big influence of Joe and was the owner of the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
And then it's so cool. At the very end of the bar, in a very dark corner, is a booth marked reserved with a leather chair around it and a huge portrait of Mitzi Shore on the back wall. And it's like an old black and white when she was like younger. And it was just like, there's candles in there. You can barely even see the booth. It's just like, it was a really special kind of thing. So really cool vibes, really clean, nice club. 4th Street, the street that it's on, once I got out of there at midnight, 12:30, 1 in the morning, whatever it was when each of those shows was out, it was like bourbon. People competing honky tonk bars with like the bass, the kick drum is happening at different times and live music. And then there's multiple spots that have come in and ride the bull. And that's attracting, bridal parties and people are getting kicked out of bars and the streets are blind. It's just loud and people everywhere. So kind of a little bit of a sketchy area. But it was really fun to go. I got some souvenirs for you guys. And I'm really glad that I got to check it out, and seeing Christina P was pretty cool. So thank you, Dillon, for messing up when you went to Austin. Yeah, because that reminded me that
I'm so disappointed
definitely
I didn't even think about it. I got back and went, oh, like that's there. Yeah.
To be fair, it didn't sound like you would have even had time anyway, based on how packed your schedule.
Probably not, but depending. I know Theo Vaughn was there one night while I was there. Like I could have tried to make it work,
dude,
and found an extra energy drink the next morning. So, well, it sounds really cool. Did you have anything else to eat of note that while you were there? Because that feels like kind of a key part of Austin.
I went to 2 Michelin star restaurants.
Yeah, 2 of them.
I've never been to one in my life, and I got 2 in one.
You got addicted to it now.
Yeah, you
got to one, then you're like, I got to do that again. I need microgreens.
Dude.
You sent me the menu, and it was a tasting menu because it's like the whole lineup, and you're like, we get the whole thing, and I'm like, yeah, you're doing a tasting menu at a Michelin star restaurant. So if I watched a clip once, I don't remember what late night show, Steve Carell and Gordon Ramsay are talking to the host, and the host is asking Steve Carell about how a fine dining experience is kind of lost on Steve Carell while Gordon Ramsay is sitting there listening, which made it funnier. And so Steve Carell's like, go Google it because it's funny. Steve Carell, Gordon Ramsay, fancy restaurant. But it's Steve Carell is describing how it's just not his kind of experience. It's very funny. So how did you feel going through 2 of those experiences in 1 week? Did you feel, because we've always joked about being able to go get a really nice steak at a nice restaurant, and then we could go to Taco Bell on the way home and think nothing of it. How was that experience?
And did you wear your hat backwards there?
I did. I did. You'd be so proud. Luckily, even though each place has earned a Michelin star, they were very approachable Michelin stars. They weren't uppity, and they weren't they were hipster versions of Michelin star restaurants that one was really dimly lit, and even the wait staff had like tats and hats on. And then the other one was in a house that was turned into a restaurant with like this big wraparound porch. And we rented the second one out. The customer rented the second one out. At that one, they had one of the chefs from Top Chef who had just won in the last couple of years or seasons. She was the chef that night. And that one was really bright and well lit on the inside. But again, because we had rented it out and because it was casual, like business casual, it didn't feel... So that part of it, the setting, I think I would be more uncomfortable at a super fancy place than I would be embarrassed that I'm not appreciating the food to the level that I think I should be. So because they were approachable and it felt like almost anyone could walk in there, that made it a much more fun and relaxed experience for me. I still don't think I'm appreciating every aspect of the foods that somebody with a really evolved palate would be, but some of the items I was like, oh, I totally get what they're doing with that. But then it was like one of them, as an example, was like a toasted saltine. This was an hors d'oeuvre at the second spot. It was a toasted saltine cracker with like a deviled egg. What's it called when they're purplish?
A pickled egg.
Pickled egg. And then I don't know what the filling was, but on top of the filling was roe. Not caviar, but the orange roe.
It's like caviar, but not disgusting.
And then like a little sprig of some parsley. And so like you're supposed to be like taking a bite of these things and going, and I would just pop the whole thing. The guy was bringing them around. He's like, you want more of these, man? Backwards hat. And I'm like, yeah, I like,
yeah, dude.
So like, I think you're supposed to be like, oh, with the how it hit, and I'm just like, nah, man.
The experience itself is not from the middle at all, but your reaction to the experience is very from the middle. And I'm glad you weren't like pretentious about it, because I just, something that lives rent free in my head is that old Pizza Hut commercial where they set up a fake fancy restaurant and they serve their Toscani pasta. And this is like a 20-year-old commercial. And they're watching people reacting. They have like hidden cameras. And one guy's eating this Pizza Hut pasta and he says something like, "It's so decadent." It's just like so I'm glad you didn't have that kind of like, oh, this is I need to prepare my palate kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so the first one was called Hestia. It was literally on the back side of our hotel. So it was around the block. And then the second one was called Olame, which is, I think, a mashup of the grandmothers of the people that started it, of their two names. And I think it was Chef Amanda from Top Chef that was the chef at the second spot. But I was just happy to be there, I'm just like...
Mm-hmm.
But I sent Dillon the tasting menu, and it was what, dude, like 10 different items?
Yeah, which is kind of how that should work.
10 to 12. Very.
If you're doing a whole thing, there's small bites, but you're getting a bunch of them.
Every course was brought in a larger plate or bowl, and they just told you share with the person across from you. So what was cool is if the person across from you didn't like that food item, you're like, I get this whole thing myself.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of the rule the whole night. Some of the, like, I could tell where I rated and how often I go to Michelin stars based on some of the reactions of the other people. Like, some of the folks I was with were like, that didn't do anything for me. And I was like, that's one of the most delicious things I've ever tasted.
You think they'd put this in a doggy bag for me on the way out? You think
So,
they
and
throw
I fully admitted to the friends at my table. I was like, my brother and podcast co-host and I talk about this all the time, but like, we've had some nice meals, but we also love ourselves some Taco Bell. And I said, it's usually when I go to places like this that I'm like, so we going to Taco Bell next? Because this was delicious and all, but like, when are we going to eat?
Daddy's hungry. Yeah. So that's
which, in hindsight, you saying Taco Bell in Austin is especially offensive.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's literally cheaper to get street tacos in Austin than it is to go to Taco Bell. Yeah, that's easy to get away with here because people go, yeah, late night Taco Bell. I get it. It's Ohio. But yeah.
There was also a very famous toy store in Austin called Toy Joy. I don't know why it's famous, but I went to a toy store and got y'all some stickers. So
cool.
So robots, Joe Rogan, Michelin star restaurants, toy stores, and weirdos. It was wild. I really liked Austin. So it was fun. Amsterdam and Austin back to back were like two. Never been to either. Definitely want to go back to each. So much more to explore. I didn't do the Riverwalk at all. Like, there's a whole... I didn't do much of the music scene. Like, I missed so much. I was in a hotel for a week pretty much. So can't wait to go back.
For all its faults, I do like living in Ohio, and I've not traveled internationally, but all the places I've been in the United States, I still like Ohio. But Austin is at the top of my list of places that I would definitely go back, and I could see myself, the more I would go, the more I would enjoy it. Because it felt more familiar than I expected for a city that I had never been to.
Yeah.
Sure.
Not because culturally it's the same as Ohio, just the vibes of it felt very familiar. And maybe it's like having gone to Ohio State, the whole like downtown Columbus, big, giant, Columbus's core with the campus right there and the short north feels very fun, quirky, silly, nowhere near Austin, but I don't know. But it was cool, to your point about going back. It was a fun city.
Let's just do real quick streaming because for selfish reasons, I want to know what Dillon thought of Trust Me because I've been thinking of watching it on Netflix.
Yeah, Trust Me, The False Prophet on Netflix is bananas. It follows a fundamentalist LDS community in Utah, and I think it's on the border of Utah and Nevada, maybe. and it is not for children for sure. It is very adult content, but it was wild. If you're into that kind of like, um, I, um, I don't even want to elaborate. If you're into those kind of documentaries about pretty extreme cultures around the United States and the world, then check it out. It was very interesting. So I think the most innocent parallel would be like we would have as maybe some of the weirdest stories you've heard about the Amish. Would be like people kind of think about the Amish, not in a bad way, but I mean, like, oh, that's different from what everyone else does around them. So they're unique within their little region or state or whatever in the way that they do certain things. And so then it takes a little dash of that and then puts a much bigger story inside of that whole theme. Definitely worth watching if you're into that kind of thing. Definitely don't have any children around for any of it.
Okay.
Wow.
It's on the list.
Yeah. Weird. Really interesting. Weird.
Kendall, you streaming anything?
Not anymore. Now that basketball season's over, which, you know, I'm a champion again, so that's fun.
Hey.
Yeah. If we can get a championship of some sort every 2 years, I'd be happy with that. It could be pro teams or Michigan. 2 years is a good amount.
Have you been watching any of the new Columbus UFL team? I haven't watched them yet.
I haven't watched anything. I've kept tabs on it a little bit. They're terrible.
Yeah.
I've learned that. And head coach has already been in prison. So not prison, but jail.
Yeah, not great.
So that happened down there in Texas.
He had too much fun in Texas, apparently.
He had too much. He also loves Texas. Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll mention in passing, in case anyone else is watching, they can reach out to us on socials and I'll talk about it. Daredevil's back on. It was on Netflix years ago. It came back on Disney Plus. I think this is season 2 or 3 back on Disney Plus. It's great. And we had never watched through Modern Family, and we're on season 3 of Modern Family, which is very funny. Don't know how I missed it. Everyone I say that to, they're like, oh yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah. You of all people, like, I'm surprised you have never seen Modern Family. Like that's.
Yep. And I should say, I was chatting with the realtor who helped us buy our home is a friend of mine now. And we were having dinner the other night and I mentioned that we were watching it and he said, oh, the main character is like my spirit animal. So now when I watch it, I'm also thinking of him. So shout out that you threw that comment out. But yeah, I don't know how we missed it. It's very funny. Very, very good.
I just took Chloe and one of her friends immediately from school to an early showing of Project Hail Mary. I know that's late in theaters, and I know it was a book first, so I'm late to the game on both fronts. But it was really good. Gosling is like, it's a really good performance, and you'll see why when you watch it, if you don't know the premise. And I've been watching some other stuff, but I'll talk about it later.
Oh, very good. This is a nice little episode.
Nice little catch up
to come back with.
Nice way to come back from 3 weeks off. Hey, this beard just got trimmed and edged up, and the products that I'm fixing to use on it, I say fixing now, I went to Texas, is Artius Man products. You can get yourself some beard balms and oils and scrubs and body wash and all that good stuff when you go to artiusman.com. What's Artius Man? Who's Artius Man? Well, one of our friends, Jeff, started a business right here in Central Ohio. All of the ingredients are natural. So you're supporting local, you're supporting natural products, and the scents are delightful. So I would fill your cart with a bunch of stuff over at artiusman.com. I'll spell that for you. That's artiusman.com. Go ahead and fill your cart with a bunch of products. And when you go to the checkout window in the promo box, use promo code THEMIDDLE. That's all one word, all caps, the middle, in that promo box to receive 25% off of your total order. You'll get great products. You'll be glad that you went there. We'll be glad that you went there because we get an itty bitty tiny kickback. It's basically penance. And we appreciate it. So we love you. Thanks for tuning in. Love you, Grandpa Connor. And we'll see y'all next week.